fellow Stitchers, it's Redneck Stitcher here. Yes, sounding so much better than some of my previous videos. So I know it has been months since I did an update video. Sorry about the glare. I am in my bedroom and it is horrible. Anywho, it's the best I've got right now. My GoPro has been kind of on the fritz lately, so that is part of why I have not had videos out. I am working on getting that fixed. It may consist of getting a new memory card for it. We'll just have to wait and see. On another basis, my internet has been stupidly slow. Just like I know when I go to upload this video, it's going to take forever. So, by the time you see this video, chances are it's probably going to be 2 or 3 days later. Hopefully not, but we shall see. Anywho, so updates on where I am at with my cross-stitch stuff. I believe in the last video I mentioned that I was done with Moonlit Tigers. Yay! I'm so happy it turned out gorgeously. It was spot on perfect. I love it. I actually have it put up right now waiting to get it framed, so no, I will not be pulling it out to show it off. On another note, right here I've got, well, not here. I've got the Pokemon. I am almost finished with that one. It has been driving me nuts though because I'm literally like at the last row of pages. In fact, I've only got like, I think 5 pages to do and not even 5 full pages. So probably closer to more like 4 pages because one of them is only a half page and the other is like half finished. So about 4 pages total. But it's just, it seems to be dragging on. So I'm taking a short break from that one. Another one I'm working on is Blue Dragon, and that one's been kind of tearing my fingers up a little bit because of the needles, because of the way I've been stitching that one. So that one I work on sparingly. It's going to take me a little bit to do that one, but it's for myself, so not too concerned. Then another one I've been working on is the Yellow Companion Beach Chair beach theme. That goes with the red one I did a year and a half ago now, almost 2 years ago. It's actually supposed to be for my aunt and my uncle and his current wife, who were married almost 2 years ago. Unfortunately, life gets in the way, stuff happens, so they understand. They don't even know that it's coming to them, and the one that I did do for them that they know about, I have to find or completely redo. I'm not too thrilled about that one. So I'm trying to get these finished. I'm about 2/3 of the way through, maybe a little bit less than 2/3, but that one's stitching up really quickly and it's not a big one. Now, for the biggie. Well, the other one I've been working on, Up from the Coulee, has actually been on hiatus for a little over 6 months now. Again, same situation. It's been frustrating me, so it's kind of been on hiatus. And it's been on hiatus quite a while. I will probably be pulling that one back out because I really need to try to get that one finished. Because I really don't have much left on that one either. I've got about a row and a half left to do, and I'm done with that one. And yeah, me and my dad have a bit of a competition going with that one, so I really need to get that one back out and work on it. But now back to what I was saying about the biggie. My very first Heaven and Earth design that I started, which is Deer Creek. As a lot of you know, I had a lot of issues with that one. I started out doing it 2/1, found that to be too bulky, and it was tearing my fingers up trying to get the needle through the holes. So I eventually went down to 1/1. A lot of people said, well, I don't notice the difference. I don't notice the difference. It's no big. But then as I continued to work, the sides were unraveling. And by the sides, I mean the sides of the fabric, to the point that I literally did not have enough without sewing extra on. And even then, I don't think that it would have been strong enough to hold the seam, because the way it was unraveling. By the time, now before y'all people start throwing in, you can put fray check and stuff like that, and why didn't you sew the seams down when you started? When I started this one, it was before my 3-year-old was born. So I had plenty of fabric. I had the 3-inch seam. on each side. My son never messed with it. It wasn't unfrayed. Didn't have any problem. Before I caught him, my 3-year-old, once he realized, hey, this is neat, he had already unraveled a chunk. And in order to tape the edges, I was risking that when they took the tape off at Hobby Lobby, which I know for a fact they do, they would have unraveled it worse. And I don't have a Hobby Lobby or craft store nearby where I can get fray check. And so, yeah. Pretty much it was doomed. Well, I figured, okay, well, let's go ahead and try to get it finished. If nothing else, I can put it up and it's one I can look back and finish on. And it was, a practice piece basically to, because I mean, that's where I learned about 1/1. That's where I learned about 2/1 and the differences. That's where I learned about parking, starting on the front versus starting on the back. Yeah, that one was, and it's also where I learned about the loop method. So, that one, it's kind of been a whole mess of trial and error anyway. But I wasn't even halfway through it. And when I unrolled it this last time to move down, I looked over it. And the more I do 1/1, the more you could notice the difference between the 1/1 and the 2/1. And considering it's for my husband, I know how OCD he is, which at times it's annoying, at times it's like whatever. But with this, I want him to be happy with it. And I definitely want to be happy with it. And the fact that I could see it and it was irating me, I knew it was just going to be worse for him. He'd be, now, please don't be bashing on my husband, people. My husband absolutely loves my cross stitches. He brags on them to everybody, including my family, over and over and over. I mean, like, he actually had one of his aunts ticked off at me because he was bragging so much. So, my husband loves the finished products. But he also knows that if I don't finish it, and I don't like the looks of it, it's gonna bug me. Because there's mistakes I've seen in previous projects that I'll sit here and literally, I wish I could go back and fix it. Now, I keep my mouth shut because nobody else sees them. But my husband knows how much when I make a mistake, or when it's something that's noticeable for me, I'm like, So when I say he wouldn't be happy with it and it would bother him because it bothered me. If I didn't say anything and I didn't point it out to him, chances are he probably wouldn't know the difference. But it bothers me. So after some long thought and some long debate and some strong encouragement from my husband, a couple of days ago he bought me the new fabric, new marking pencils, and everything I needed minus new thread to restart Deer Creek. So, and yes, I'm going to hold this up. I restarted Deer Creek. However, I will say this, with restarting it, it has been going so much smoother. It is so much easier. It is so much less frustrating. The only frustrating part is the fabric's too big to actually fit on that thing, hence why it's folded over like that. So I'm going to actually have to take it off of that frame and probably put it on my scroll frame. Or not scroll frame, gosh. My PVC frame. The one that my Blue Dragon's currently on. And switch my Blue Dragon to that one because I'll just work on it sideways then. But that's the only thing that has been a bother, is because I can't get it tight enough on there. But as for the stitching, it has been so much easier and so much smoother. Like literally just in the first day, I've got almost a complete row on one page finished. And when I mean row, I mean top to bottom of the page. I've already got almost one of those completely finished. And when I first started that, it took me a week to get that point. So it has been so much smoother, so much nicer, so much easier. So hopefully it will actually stitch up a lot faster. But right now, I am doing school still. I'm fixing to be in my last year. I'm currently in a government class. Woohoo. Not very fun. Having some troubles with this class, so I'm extra study. And on top of that, y'all pray for me. On the 22nd, I go in for my Oklahoma Generalized Education Test. That's right, folks. I'm looking to be a teacher. So, stitching for me will literally be minute over the Christmas holidays. The reason I say that is, I've been stitching a little bit, kind of like when I get too frustrated with government, I'll stitch a little bit. However, next week, while I'm on break, that entire week has to be spent getting ready for the OGET, which I take the 22nd, which is the Friday of that week. And then that Saturday, my 3-year-old, my mom, and my dad, and my little sister are all coming up for Christmas. So after the test on the 22nd, I get to come home and clean house. Then they're leaving on the 25th. Then I go back to, then I'm still on break from school. So after Christmas, I may get to stitch a little bit. Then, however, after the first of the year, I get the fun of starting back to this class, and then in addition studying for 2 additional tests, which is the Oklahoma Standard Education Test. And that's a 2-part test, which I will be also studying for, also being prepared for, also taking in January. So, needless to say, these next couple of months are going to be crazy, crazy madhouse. Plus, there is also the fact that I'm in the process of trying to potty train my 3-year-old, which a lot of the reason y'all don't hear him is he is down in Texas at his grandparents'. Having fun with Gimme and Papa. Pop Pop. His name, not mine. So, he's having fun. But that's where things are at for me right now. If I have time, and if I can get my GoPro to behave itself, I will try to record some stitching. Now, the deal is, it will either come out in multiple 15-minute parts to try to get it to upload quickly, or in order to get the whole thing to load at once, it will be sped up. It will not be sped up to double speed, I don't believe. But I know I won't, speed it up mad crazy speed. But I may speed it up to try to cut down on some of the load time on the computer. So, I will play around with that and determine. I am now coming up on I just passed the 13-minute mark. So, this is actually where I'm going to cut this video. So, thanks for listening. Thanks for listening to me rambling. And like I said, I've got tests coming up, so if I get one out, it may not even be 15 minutes long by itself. So, this is Redneck Stitcher signing out. Y'all keep stitching. Bye.